Oh, good morning, everybody. It's Sunday morning. And hopefully somebody will join us shortly. I'm still just kind of setting up here. Oh, good. So if you just give me a minute or two and to get everything sorted out. I got to go down here and get rid of the emojis, the floating emojis. I wish they'd just turn the damn things off. I don't know why they have to have those, but it's part of the process, I guess. Hey, good morning, Edward and David, Russell. Um, yeah, we're all here. Well, we are all three of us. I don't know where everybody else is, but then again, as the winter presses on here in North America, it's darker later and earlier, and it stays. It doesn't get light later. Hey, TJ, how you doing, buddy? And Garth, how you doing? Good morning. Um, Let me get the invite up on the link up here. Yeah, let me pin it. Oh, we're getting close to being all set up. If and when, if anybody would like to join, there's the link up there at the top of the chat. Oh, TJ, you're at work. Okay, I get it. Me is being a little butthead this morning. TJ, when did you start talking that Southern y'all stuff? Y'all. Cracks me up. Yeah, I know, Mia. I think Mia gets jealous when I'm on the computer because she comes over and starts bugging me. Don't you? Don't you bug me? Yes, you do. I know. Yes, you. I know. Goofball. You're a goofball. Yes, you are. So, Edward, how you doing? And Garth, how you doing? Long time no see, Garth. What have you been up to? Yeah, well, I thought I'd get it started and see if anybody shows up. If they don't, I don't take it personally. People got things they're doing. And as you can see, it's hazy, dark. It's kind of a damp outside, but we're supposed to get snow or something sooner than later. You know, wet snow. Not going to stick, but a wet snow. Let me pull up the weather here. Now screen share. Okay, just so everybody can see what kind of a weather I'm looking at here. This is snow and ice over here. I'll put it in speed. This is set at 9 o'clock a.m. Here we go. So here comes some rain coming up from the southwest. And the snow and the ice stays north of me for the most part. Heavier rain there by about 2 or 3 o'clock, I think it was. Let's see what it's going to be like at noon. There's 1 o'clock. The rain starts pretty good. 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Here's 24-hour. 1 o'clock. 5 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So as you can see, it's not all that nice of weather. Hey, Mr. Ron.
Hey, Paul. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Pretty good. On my way home from work.
Oh, you work the night shift?
Work 24.
Oh, 24.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. So I'm on my way up to the main station to talk to my supervisor about a call we had. I am not happy how this turned out and a little angry at the dispatch and sheriff's department. So I feel they jeopardized our safety. And I want to have a little chit chat about that. We got a call for anytime there's any potential violence or, threatening manner of any kind, law enforcement is supposed to be there. And many times we inquire, which I did yesterday, that we were dispatched for a potential victim that was suicidal. Well, didn't know, what exactly, he had or was doing or whatever. But my first question upon responding is, can you please provide the status of law enforcement? Law enforcement's on scene, said it's safe for you to come in. Okay. That says to me that they've gained access to the person and cleared things safe. Well, that wasn't the case. We pulled into this little mobile home park up this little dirt driveway we could barely get up through. Wild dogs walking around all over the place barking. But as we're pulling up, I see an officer outside this trailer with a gun pointed at a window. And I'm like, this does not look like a safe scene. Like, holy shit. And now we've got another vehicle coming up behind us. We're blocked in. And we can't back out. It's like, shit. So, well, here, this guy apparently was evicted out of this mobile home and was threatening suicide and had a gun and apparently pointed it once out the window at the officer. Why the hell would that cop say it's safe for us to come in when he hasn't gained access to that patient yet?
Well, and he also hasn't secured the driveway.
Yeah, and secure the scene. You know, so I'm a little pissed off that he should have, gained access to that patient,
Well,
found out that everything is safe.
they should have shared the information more with you.
Exactly. Because I inquired upon responding. Because a lot of times we'll get a call for something like that, and then they'll have a stage at a certain location until law enforcement has cleared us,
Completely secured the area. Yep.
completely secure and safe for us to come in.
Yep.
And he didn't do that. I'm a little pissed. So I told my partner, I said, shit, let's get out of the rig and let's get on the other side. The bullets start flying. At least it's going to have to go through a full ambulance before it reaches us.
Right. Who was it? Who was it that pulled up behind you and blocked you in? Just nobody, or
Yeah, a neighbor. So now it's like, and the driveway was super skinny, and cars and junk all over. It would have taken a miracle to try and back that rig out of there. And then the cop car's in front of us, so we can't go forward. It's like, so some of the fun things of my job,
Well, it
That'll let
sounds
us
to me
carry-
like that
carry
the
on.
officer on the scene needs some training as far as,
Yeah,
if he calls for an ambulance or if the dispatcher needs training, they need to have an aerial map up where they look at it and say, yeah, is it secure enough for an ambulance to come down that driveway?
yeah, it was a pretty sketchy driveway. And then we're staying outside, and I've got this German Shepherd behind me growling at me, and I'm like, son of a... So I grabbed the flashlight. I'm like, dog, if you come near me, you're going to have a broken snoot. So, yeah, it was not a fun call. That's the only thing we had. Whole 24 hours.
Hey,
So
Dave.
they got the guy
Hey
out,
guys.
and he went to jail as opposed to going with us.
So how you doing, Dave?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Mr. Dave,
Hey Ron, how you doing, man?
good buddy. Good to see you.
Look like you're headed into work.
He's
heading home
home.
from work. Heading home.
Good for you. Good for
Yeah.
you. I was supposed to get a delivery from Walmart last night,
Yeah.
and they drop it outside the door, and they knock, and they take a picture real quick, and it covers the whole door, so it has the door number and everything. They dropped it off at the place next door, at the building next door. Same room number 208, but it was a brown building and not a white building, and so they had to bring it back today at half price. So worked out. I was a little late. How'd the hunting go this year, Ron?
So. I've had better years, but overall, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all done now. Well, I've got another month to myself. I can hunt the cow elk females, and me and my buddy we're planning on some more trips to get out in this area. But it'll put meat in the freezer. I wanted a big bull, but I'll settle for a cow.
Yeah.
How is the deer population, Ron, out there? Is it staying steady, or is it shrinking or growing, or?
I personally think it's down compared to 4 or 5 years ago. We had that, those diseases come through a couple years ago.
Right.
And I just don't, Fish and Game cut back hunting season by, I think, 10 days this year. And primarily, not only because of the disease from a couple years ago, but last winter was very harsh, primarily on the western side of the state. And a lot of animals died because they couldn't get to the grasses and the feed, and stuff to eat. So yeah, I think it's going to be another 2 2 to 4 years to see it really come back up. But
Hey, Paul Hodges.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, Paul.
Hey, hey. Okay. Yeah, it was funny. I woke up about 5 o'clock this morning, got up and had a coffee and stuff, and I laid there and played on the computer for a while, and then all of a sudden I got tired, so I'm going to go back and lay down again. Well, guess what? I just got up.
Blacker,
Well, he's earned that right to be a slacker.
And I smoked a roast last night or yesterday. Ate it some of it last night. God, it was good.
Oh, a roast, not a roach, a roast.
Yeah, I smoked a roast. 3-pound venison.
3-pound venison roast, was it?
Yep.
yeah, that's one of the things on my list of things to do today. I got to stop at the butcher for Don and pick up his deer meat. It's pretty cold out this morning, and he's still not apart. I just said, stay home. We'll pick it up.
You're cutting in and out there, Ron, a little bit.
All that.
So, can you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, I got to pick up Don's deer meat for him at the butcher this morning.
Mark White, how you doing? Little Llama Laura's in the chat. Jonathan Jackson.
Hey.
Dave, where are you living now? Didn't you move not long ago?
I did. I'm down in Branson.
Oh, Branson, Missouri. Okay.
No, dang.
Yeah, in the theater district.
He was out. He was up near Columbia.
Okay.
Hey, Captain Joe. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I was a little late coming on today, so. So
Yeah.
Diane's going to tell me where to get off here any second now. I'm just waiting for a response. I just asked her, I said, well, what's it like to wake up in the morning and not be on a cruise ship?
Well, she's got to be a little tired, isn't she?
No, I imagine. She was back home at 6 o'clock last night, so.
Oh, okay. So she missed all the fog then?
I guess so, yeah.
Because I know you were talking that you were concerned about, her driving in the fog.
Yeah. But yeah, it's funny. She said last night she weighed herself. She lost over 4 pounds while she was away. Now, she said it was good to wake up in my own bed this morning, but I wonder where the sun was. Yeah.
Got my new TV up and going.
I'm sorry, Dave.
I got my new TV up and going.
Oh, look
Oh,
at there. Ooh.
Oh, there you go. Were you watching a race going by or something?
How big a screen is that, David?
55.
55. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's plenty big for in here.
You got your cable hooked up and everything. You're good to go.
I have cable, but I don't have it hooked up. I don't need it as a smart TV. That's on YouTube right now. It's showing a guy I watch on YouTube.
Do you have a roommate now, Dave? I remember you did before. Correct?
No, I'm independent.
Okay.
I don't have anybody.
He's on the loose, Ron.
Hey, yeah,
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Welcome.
She said it was okay to get up, but there's no place to go to breakfast this morning. Yeah, you're on a cruise ship. You get up and you just go down and breakfast is ready.
Oh, Laura put in the message, Ron. She says, here's a quote. If Ron wasn't driving, I was going to say there's a sticker on the bottom of his hat.
What she made me do the other day, when I was drinking coffee, she said, Ron, is there a sticker on the, and I'm like, oh shit, there is. And then I looked at it after the live stream. I'm like, that's not a sticker.
That's the monogram of the
Different
company.
on the-
Yeah.
That's not removable.
No. Dan says hello to Ron, John, Joe.
Which Dan? I can't see the chat ball. Which Dan is that?
Well, his monogram is I fix shit. I can't remember what it used to be.
Oh,
Dan,
Lieutenant Dan.
yeah.
We got a little snow last night.
Yeah.
Winter is here.
It says it's 36 degrees here in fog. Oh, it looks like rain in the area too. It's gonna be rain this afternoon.
Yeah, it's going to rain all evening, I think.
Yeah.
That's okay. Gitchy and I will be watching the Lions game. It starts at 1:00.
Hey, Jonathan. Ugh. That's got to be one of the stupid.
How's Liv doing?
Yeah. One of the stupidest things here I've just seen here on the news. A Canadian couple that are moving from Montreal down to Florida, but they can't bring their car along. They got almost a brand new car. It's a Toyota, and they can't take it with them.
Why?
Well, because they can't license it or insure it in the U.S. unless they can prove it. Like the compliance letter with like U.S. policy. Like the car was bought in Canada, okay, so I have to go with the emissions and safeties and all that.
Newer car?
Yeah, the new Toyota.
Well, then that's wherever they bought it from. All they need to do is send a compliance letter.
Well, but Toyota won't issue them a compliance letter anymore because see what's happening. Cars are stolen in Canada, and then they're sold in the U.S. So they try to register them, but they have to get a compliance letter. Well, the problem is they won't do compliance letters because they say, well, it could be a stolen car for all they know.
Well, just leave it with the Canadian plates on and go drive down there for a year or two,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
And have your mail forwarded to you, not from the
Have a post office box or something.
just keep paying the tab. That's crazy though. But that just shows the world is going upside down.
That it is.
So they said
that was the only call you had last night, Ron?
That was it. That was enough.
For a 24-hour shift and you just get one call. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually.
Yes, it is.
If it had been a regular call.
Yeah.
He got a call. I'll put it in a nutshell. Tell me if I'm wrong, Ron. Ron got a call. He and his partner took the ambulance. They went out on a possible suicide, mental patient, whatever. And they get out there and it's down a great big, long, narrow driveway. And they get there and here's one police officer who's got his gun drawn, pointed at the house. And it's like, there's no way Ron can back this ambulance out of there.
Yeah.
And so Ron and his partner get out and hide behind the ambulance.
Yeah, we were told the scene is safe and secure to come in from law enforcement. It wasn't. So that's my only problem with the whole thing. If they let me carry a gun, then, you know, I wouldn't have a problem. But
Yeah, I've often said that, in today's world or whatever, just get you licensed to carry and carry a gun.
yeah,
You don't have to carry it like on your hip, like a big one, but you could have in the pocket or whatever.
let's just say off the record, it's happened when I used to work in Philadelphia.
Oh. Hey,
Yep.
Joe, Captain Joe's here.
The scene is not safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Been there, done
So
that.
it was,
Well,
Yeah.
and then what happened is they drove that big ambulance down this narrow driveway back in a ways, and somebody else pulls up and parks behind them.
City
Oh.
debate.
Well, Ron, we were my last 2 weeks on the job. We were at Tulane Medical Center by Charity Hospital at about 3 a.m. And we pull up behind 2 automobiles right there by the hospital. And we're sitting there, and we're the only 3 cars on the street. They got now on the other side of the street, they got a 66 Mustang coming. This guy steps out of one of the vehicles and starts unloading into the other car in front of us. When he starts doing that, one of the bullets hits the 66 Mustang, and he starts doing wheelies trying to get out the way. And then the Tulane police that work for Tulane Medical Center start firing back at him.
Yep.
So now we're sitting there with a big red, white, and blue ambulance, and we're right behind all of this going on. And one of the bullets came in behind me, hit the oxygen tank, and came back out
holy
from
shit.
right behind me. And then
Wow.
these guys, all of a sudden, they just drive off.
Mm.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting there, and my partner's freaking out, and I'm saying, "Stop moving, just stop moving. You're gonna wind up walking into a bullet. Just stop. They're not shooting at us like this." So everything calms down, and I reach over and I touch my mic and went, 42P. Be advised, shots fired. We're at Tulane and Galvez. This is where we're at right now. We have a bullet that did hit the unit. And my supervisor comes back and he goes, 42, I'm coming out there. And he called me Ice Cube for the way I said that. But I sat there and I looked at that bullet. I mean, it missed me by 6 inches.
Yeah.
It came out, it missed me. When it came out, it missed me by 4 inches.
This wasn't your time.
Did you
And
ever,
it
Joe,
was-
did you ever have a distress button on your radio?
Yes.
We had them on our portables. I remember hitting it one time. That was that guy that stabbed me with the screwdriver. And I'm banging on this button. And Fireboard come back and said, 82.7, what is your priority? I said, it's a flashlight versus a screwdriver. I said, expedite the PD. And there was this silence with them trying to figure out what the hell I just said. But they knew shit was going down. And about a minute and a half later, I had a bunch of squad cars pulling in.
You know. And we had a domestic. 2 guys got into it, and JP was there, and they were talking to the guy. They were looking for his partner because his partner stabbed him and was running around with this butcher knife. So they're looking for the partner, and I'm standing in the doorway, and all of a sudden he comes running down the hall, the partner, and he's running looking dead at me. And they're hollering, "We got him. He's going back to the room." And JP looks at me and says, "Get out the way." And I said, "There's nowhere for me to go." I said, "I got him. Leave it alone." And they looked at me. And as the guy got close to him, I had that 5-cell mag light, and he lost about 4 teeth in the deal.
Yep. There's one end that illuminates, and there's one end that illuminates. There's a difference.
Right.
There's a purpose on each end.
But he lost about 4 teeth in the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually, when I hit him, I knew I hit him hard, and he went straight down onto his back. And then when I was cleaning up the flashlight afterwards, I noticed I had teeth marks in it.
I believe in the theory, best to be tried by 12 than carried by 6.
Yep.
Well, Ron, you almost had to use your mag light on dogs where you were, right?
Yeah, I had it.
They went around, left the ambulance and went around behind the ambulance to get out of the way. And all of a sudden, a big German Shepherd and several other dogs kind of surrounded you, didn't they?
They did. The shepherd was starting to snarl. Pretty much told him I wouldn't do that if I were you.
JDS, hey, good morning, JDS. Lance Cardina, how you doing?
First time I ever heard my partner curse, too.
Yeah.
All I heard was, "Oh, fuck, Ron." I looked over and I saw this big dog.
Mhm.
Yeah, always an interesting day in EMS.
Was that a male or female partner?
Female.
Oh, yeah, that would kind of surprise you, the language.
Yeah, some of the girls, we got one girl I work with, her name's Gabby. Gabby has 100% no filter. She is sweet as pie. I love working with her. She is so funny, but she don't have a filter. You never know what's coming out of her mouth.
Whatever she's thinking, it's out there for the world.
Yep. She calls me Richard. For the first 2-3 weeks I was working there, she kept calling me Richard. I said, "Name's Ron." So she was telling the story about to somebody else, and she said, "Yeah, we have Richard." And the other person said, "Richard who?" I said, "Richard Lockwood." "We don't have a Richard Lockwood. We have a Ron Lockwood here." She said, "No, his name's Richard." "No, it's not." So now, just to mess with me, she, matter of fact, I met up with her the other day. We did an exchange with a patient. She introduced the patient to me as this is one of my coworkers, Richard. Like you, jackass. Yeah, I love Gabby. She's cool as shit.
Oh, her nickname is Gabby, or is that her real name?
Gabrielle is her name, but everybody calls her Gabby.
Well, the sad thing of it is I still think, and I don't know what you think, Joe, but I think ambulance personnel should be licensed to carry. They don't have to have it overtly out, like a big pouch, but they should be able to protect themselves.
Well, I came real close to working for Gretna Police Department. It's right in the same New Orleans area. And they kept recruiting me to come over. And what they do is they have their medics, and they're all licensed. And they're not only National Registry, but you're also commissioned through the police department. So you have blue lights on your ambulance, and you carry a 9mm on your side.
There you go.
Amen. Love it.
And I wanted that so bad, but at the time, my wife, we had young kids, and she said, "I do not want you out there doing that." And I said, "It's safer than what I'm doing now," like that. Because, like I was telling you, the last 2 weeks on the job, we were shot at twice. I drove up on a scene where people were chasing a cop, and they started shooting at the cop. So that was 3 times I had bullets flying my way in the last 2 weeks, like that. And then I was dropping a patient off at his grandmother at the grandson's house, because she needed a place, and that's where they wanted to put her right then. And the door's open, and the guy doing the oxygen is there. So I'm thinking he's inside, but he was on the other side of the car. I couldn't see him. I tap on the door and go walking in. And I told him, I said, "American Medical Response, we have your grandmother. Where you want him? Where you want me to bring her?" Like this. And as I start walking in, I look up and they're moving the Uzis off the table onto their laps. And there's drugs all over the place.
Drugs everywhere.
And they all turn around and look at me. And my uniform looks like a police uniform in the first place. And they look at me and they say, "Oh, she's going in that back room." I said, "Okay, thanks." I walked back out and looked at my partner and said, "Get in the unit." Like this. And I walked over, told the guy, I saw the oxygen guy, I said, "Follow me." Like this. And I got in, I went around, got in the unit, because it was still running. And I took off, they took off, and I called the police, and I called my dispatcher, told him, "Get PD out there." I said, "There's drug deals going on. I'm not dropping this patient off there." So it was 4 times in the last 2 weeks that I was within reach of either bullets or weapons.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've all had our close calls. You know, and I said about, you know, right now, I said it's been 3 months since I've been in the helicopter. I miss it. But parts of me, Joe, tell me that it's like, you know what? Maybe the last time I landed was a time that I know I landed safely. You know, I've had some close calls out there. We've had bird strikes. We've had engine failures. I had a transmission failure. You know, but come home every time, obviously. But
I knew my last
Yeah.
time. I knew when it was going to be, and I set it up because we were getting ready to have my middle son. He was about to be born, and I was getting ready to switch the jobs. I didn't have enough of it, but I wanted something a little bit better. I wanted to see if I could make more money somewhere. I could always go back. And the last day on the job, I worked with another paramedic, and Janie, she was 6'3.5", weighed about 220, and she got her way with everybody. That's how she was. Was nicest
Yeah.
person in the world. And we had one patient all night, and I ran the line. I started to run the line. She goes, "I got it. Go ahead. Let me do it. You take a break. You don't need to do anything." So she did the line and everything. And when we get in that morning, only patient we had all night, we get in that morning, I reach in the back to move something, and I feel something hit me, and I look down, and I got a needle in my hand.
Oh, shit.
And I just turned around and I said, "Janie, look at this." And it was all the way in my hand.
Oh,
And
crap.
she just said, "Oh my God." You know, but the lucky part, like I said, it was the only patient we had all night. And we immediately reached out and got blood tests and checked everything he had. So we knew I was probably fine. But I had to
Yeah.
go through all the regimen for 6 months to do the backups and everything else.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But it was like,
Yeah.
she said, "I thought I stuck it in the shafts. I really did." But she left it right on the
Wow.
seat underneath. And it fell down between the crease and the seat.
I just, a habit of mine, I get out of the back of a rig, and when my partner opens up the back door, if they're driving, and I'll tell them, "Hey, I've cleaned up and all needles are in the sharps." But anyhow, guys, I'm here at the station. I got to go in and talk to my boss, catch her before
Okay,
she
Ron.
leaves.
Hey, thanks for stopping
Be
by.
safe, Ron.
Hi,
All
Ron.
right, guys.
See you
ya.
later, Ron.
All right, bye-bye.
Hey, Ron, did you get that package? Okay.
But you're right, though. We need to have a little more protection out there. We were in a housing project, myself and this guy, Jose Campo, and we had to go to the third flight of stairs, up the third flight of stairs for a patient up top. And we're walking up top, and as we get to the top and make the turn, there are 3 crackerjacks up there making a deal, and they looked over at us and they started shooting.
Wow.
We're running down the stairs hollering, "We're medics, we're medics, we're medics," like this. And one of the guys says, "Sorry, my bad."
Well, you know,
Yeah, I tell you.
it's gotten to the point probably in the world out there. Like I haven't worked on an ambulance since, you know, the early 70s, but if I worked today, I'd be double secure and making sure that everything is fine, and I would be almost a bullhorn announcing, "We're here, we're medics," you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And my cousin, he's still over at Westwego. He's the director over there. And they're the same thing. They have the police department. They work with the police department. And about 15 years ago, he called me and he said, "We get a commission. Come on." He wanted me to go with him too. And then they wound up the city council wouldn't let him commission, but he's still working that. And he says, and it's a little small place. I mean, it's like maybe 5 square miles, the town that he works. And it's so bad. He says, we get a call. PD goes there first, then we go.
Wow.
Hey, Paul, take a look at this. This is an apartment here in St. Thomas. They just completely renovated it. Okay. But anyways, look at required. First and last month's proof of income and a credit check, employment letters, rental references, minimum 1-year term, non-smoking unit. Price $2,000 plus hydro.
Wow.
That's what it's like here in St. Thomas.
Yeah, I know I'm renting cheaper than I should, but you know, the sad part is all those people up there, I can't imagine how many thousands of dollars it'd take to, you know, get it fixed back up to run it again. And the fact that they're behind on the rent.
Yeah. But $2,000 freaking dollars plus hydro.
Let me look and see where I'm at with them.
I think you were 2,200 the other day.
Yep. Well, they gave me $500 towards the rent, but the balance before that was $2,650.
Jesus. Yeah. Night train here, rent a 2-bedroom house with a basement for $850 a month. Plus utilities. But here's this in Canada, right here. But so that's $2,000 a month. So that's an apartment in a house. So if they rented the other half out too, Christ, holy mackerel, making $4,000 a month on a house. Just on rent.
And they don't have to, and the landlord doesn't have to pay the utilities.
Yeah. No, they're just, there you go, buddy. Oh.
I paid $1,209 right now for this 2-bedroom apartment, and it's going up $30. I got a Social Security $32 raise, so I'm making $2 in the deal.
Good.
But my son just closed on his house in North Carolina, and his note is $1,900 on his house.
$1,900 a month?
A month on his house note.
Holy cow. Yeah, I know. Things are tight for me and a lot of other people across the country, you know?
Oh, yes. Well, it's tight for me right now, too. So don't feel bad.
See, my problem is the area here is a rich area. So you can't touch a house, a 2-bedroom house for less than $2,000 a month. You know, that's in rent, you know, it's like. And I qualify VA to get a loan, and I've got good credit. My issue is that every time I decide to make a move, I spend too much money on drones or something, so that I don't have that extra little cushion.
Yeah.
So my plan is to ease up for about a year, because I've been in this apartment 16 years, and I'm ready to find something that's mine.
Yeah.
Because I paid for this apartment, they should have given it to me.
Yeah, it should. The amount of money you paid them and all those years, wow.
Well, the good news is the first like 5 years, it was right after Katrina, and between FEMA paying for it for most of the time, and then because it was so hard to even get a job back and get everything started, I was paying like maybe 1/3 what the rent was, and housing was picking up the rest.
Hey, Uncle Bill is trying to connect. Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Hey, Bill again.
Hi again, Joe. How you guys doing?
Good. You look tired, Bill.
You look nice too. When people greet you, hey, you look like shit. I don't know.
Well, I didn't know if you had a late night or.
Oh yeah, I was on Artie's show till fairly late, and then after I get off, I like lay down with with the YouTubes, going and
Yeah.
searching and messing around and trying to fall asleep. But then of course, I got to get up at least 3 or 4 times to go to the bathroom, and then and then I was going to go back to sleep this morning when I woke up, but I realized Johnny was on, so I went in there, saw Joe, and I decided to stay up. So that's what we're doing. I got a little project ahead of me, and going to replace the seat cushion on the driver's side of that truck I just bought, and that means the seat has to come out, but no big deal, 4 bolts, and that's my project.
Ah.
Plus, I'm going to clean the covers. I'm going to also.
Lance in the chat just said that it's $1,900 for a 400-foot studio apartment in Seattle a month.
No, it's about right. Rents are crazy.
We were just talking about the cost of rents across the country.
Well, let's see what it's like in Port St. Lucie, Florida. As long as you're doing that. I'm sure it's stupid. Let's see what Zillow says. My little 900 square foot under air, 1,200 square foot house, because that's all I got. Let's see what this would rent for, because they tell you that right away when I'm sure I couldn't afford it.
All I know is in about 6 months, I should have a settlement with the Marine Corps on that contaminated water. And hopefully within 12 months, I'm in my own place.
Oh, that's not bad. My rent, SR, my Z rent SR is $1,934 a month. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 900 under air, with a single car garage. So 1,200 total. It's almost $2,000 a month. And the problem with
Wow.
that is, you don't get anything with that. You still got to pay all your utilities.
Utilities, yeah. Now, do they back charge you taxes too, or?
Can you have a moment either today or tomorrow is fine. Could you put a sign up at 44 Juno? Hope you are doing well.
I don't think I'm going to put a sign up today.
What'd you say about the taxes there?
I said, do they back charge you taxes as a renter or no?
Do they charge you taxes as a renter? No, not typically, no. Although I don't know. I never rented a house. I've rented apartments in my life. But at this point, I've owned more than I've rented. So I don't know.
Yeah, because I noticed taxes have really gone up on my house.
Well, in Florida, we have a Save Our Homes law, so they can only raise your taxes 3% a year. And when I bought the house, I bought it during the crash for a song. Well, a song and $45,000, but that's all I paid for this house, and now it's allegedly worth $258,500. That's pretty good. But so my taxes initially were only $600 a year or something like that. And that includes my waste removal, trash removal. It's not that anymore, but it can only go up incrementally. So it's up to about $1,000 a year, which is really cheap. But if I were to sell this house, the new owner would probably pay closer to $3,000 a year in taxes. Because we're homestead, it's called homestead. There's homesteading laws here,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and I get the tax not appraisal, but you know what I mean, the tax assessment. I get 25,000 off the assessment from homesteading. I can get 50 actually, or is it 50? No, I forget. Maybe it's 50, whatever it is. And I'll be able to double it as soon as they get my assessment up to the correct amount, but they can only raise the assessment 3% a year. So I can get double because my wife is co-owner. So you get double homesteading that way. So, you know, there's other advantages. You can fish for free in the county. What a bargain. But no, my taxes are low because of that. So I'm not going anywhere. Homie. No baloney. I mean, 1,000, I'm complaining because it went up to $1,000. Just a hair over $1,000. But where am I going to own a home and pay only $1,000 a year in taxes? You know, besides some backwater town somewhere that has no amenities. You know, I still remember my buddy had a house in Pennsylvania. The hell town? It was a coal mining town. It was right near Centralia. You know, the one that's on fire underground. Yeah. And he was only paying like $400 a year in property taxes for that house. It's a 3-story house. It was actually a good sized house. So you can find deals like that, but not in an area like this that's built up town of 230,000 people, you know, 20,000, whatever it is. But I can't really complain because, like I said, that includes my trash removal. So
sure,
you know, trash removal, and they allegedly, and you know, there's money there for having to do with water from flooding. You know, because they upkeep the culvert area and they maintain the runoff. They have little runoff ponds that they put in several years ago. It's made a big difference in this town. You know, it'd be very difficult to flood this neighborhood now. But even when this town really got badly flooded, this house, for the way the mound is, it didn't flood. There was what was that tropical storm that hung over this? It hung over the town for like 4 days, and it was considered. It got national money. It was a national disaster. This house didn't flood, but down the end of the street they did. So I feel pretty confident. I'm like 4 feet higher, I guess. Very interesting stuff we're talking about today.
Yes.
All right, let's see. Now you're talking about a studio apartment. Let me see what we got for rent in a studio apartment in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Studio, just basic accommodations for 1 or 2 people, right? Apartments.com's got 18 rentals here. Let me see. Wow. They range from $1,592 to $2,596 at this one place here. Imagine that, $2,600 a month for a studio.
Wow.
It's crazy. Well, this looks like shit, but there's one that's Sandpiper Apartments, $975 a month. $1,275, 13. Oh, here's a nice one, $12,000 a month.
$12,000 a month? Holy crap.
Orange Avenue, Fort Pierce. Who even wants to live there? $12,000 a month, studio with 1 bath. Yeah. Boy, there must be a lot of amenities with that thing. Holy crap. Get your weekly blowjob. Daily. Yeah, it's crazy. You see, you know, you're better off buying a trailer and renting a lot somewhere.
Or if you didn't have to be any place in particular, you know, a big 38-foot motorhome deluxe and just move around, you know?
Good.
Well, yeah. If you don't like your neighborhood, you just leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even those the better ones, the if you want to call them better, trailer park. They're not really trailer parks; they're communities. You got 155 plus communities around here, and they're nicer. They have a clubhouse and a common area and a pool and like that. They maintain the roads and the property.
Lot rent is,
Even they're not cheap, and then they charge you. What do you call an HOA fee? That's
yeah.
as much as the rent. Sometimes.
Yeah, I was looking at on Zillow here on apartments.com actually, and 1 bedrooms are going for 1,000. Like I said, I'm in a 2 bedroom and mine's 12. And even houses, the cheapest I'm seeing right now is 1,900 for a house, and that's a 2 bedroom house. It's crazy.
Yeah, Mike's right. You can almost live at a hotel for that cost, and all the utilities are included. It's true.
Mhm.
I mean, some hotels have weekly and monthly rates that, you don't get the daily services that like somebody coming in and making your bed, but some of them aren't too bad. Like I said, I'm just glad I grabbed this when I did. I should have grabbed 10 of them.
Yeah.
I'd be retired in style at this point. One of the problems, though, with ownership is insurance in Florida right now. Homeowners insurance is just getting just ridiculous. This town hasn't had a destructive hurricane in like 60 years. They've had some flooding. But that's a rider. You don't even have to put that on your insurance. And yet we're affected by the whole rest of the state, And my insurance went up over $3,000 last year, so I had to cut back on a bunch of stuff on it. And I got it back down to $2,600 a year for my homeowners insurance. It's insane.
What's up, Ron?
Morning.
This little house.
Hi, Bill.
Who am I hearing?
All right.
Hi, Rod. How are you?
Did you see me wave at you when I drove by yesterday?
Oh, you know what I'm doing? I'm looking at the paused YouTube screen instead of.
Look at Zoom, man. Look at Zoom.
I know I'm a moron. What can I tell you? There you are. Hey, no, I didn't see you drive by.
No, yeah.
I didn't see the motor.
I waved as I drove by because I was.
I didn't see the motorcade.
Yeah, I went down to fly with Maddie and TJ yesterday.
You wearing a hat, I'll wear a hat.
Yeah, there we go. So you got to come fly with us next time, Bill, because you got the Avata. You got the Avata.
You guys got to pick times and dates where I'm not working, but sure,
Yeah.
I'll
let Maddie figure that out. Actually, I'd rather. Are there any like good ball fields with like fields or trees and stuff around your area? Sort of like what Maddie flies.
Sure, there are. Actually, there's a. What is it? It's where I go vote. What the hell is that place? Damn it! It's got like a playground. It's got trees. It's got water.
Don't really want water with the FPV, but
well,
or at least not much.
It's not taken up by water, I mean. But
yeah.
It's got a nice little pond there. Hey, anytime I can combine my hobbies. Like I like if I can go fishing and fly and take the bike there. Boom, all at one time,
Yeah. No, it'd be better for me if we did it around your area. That's at least a little more of a midway than going all the way down to his place.
But yeah, there's a bunch of parks around here. Yeah, public.
We should go fly and scout something for the meetup
Yeah,
as well. Fly and see if we like it and go, oh yeah, we should go fly over here during the meetup. Kind of thing.
why can't I think of the name of that? It's a police,
But it's there in St. Lucie.
yeah. Gotta go there to vote. So you get old sometimes, man.
Yeah. Yours is Tuesday night, Dan. And it's a no, not 3 hour, 2.5 hour drive over there. I will be back over there, Dan. If you guys fly on a weekend, I'd love to come over. That Tuesday night thing, just a little tough. If that was my daughter's short day from school, so she got out an hour early like she does on Wednesday, then I could go over there to Tampa. That would be easier to do. Just with
I haven't been to before. Rotary Park. It's nice. Okay.
you fly your Vado with the sticks or the motion controller?
A lot.
With the sticks and the motion controller.
Police Athletic League. God damn, there we go. Yeah, it's a PAL thing.
Well, Rod was asking you, do you prefer flying your Avata with your sticks or with the motion controller?
Me or
Oh, Bill, Uncle Bill. I know Joe flies with the motion controller.
So, do
I got the sticks
prefer?
too.
Yeah.
I gave my lotion controller away.
Ah, so you fly only with the sticks. Got it. Yeah, I brought my sticks down yesterday so that TJ could try his with the sticks.
I just had I had the original one. Max actually gave it to me, but I gave it to Jim Beauchart when
gotcha.
when Alexa gave him a Nevada, and all that came with was the Nevada and the battery.
That makes sense.
So I hooked him up with that, and we found him a controller, so he has both. So I mean, we a stick controller. So now
Sure.
And when he was here, we mated them all up, and he took it for the first. In fact, it's on my channel. He took it for the first flight out in the backyard. He did pretty good. He does really good now, but that's he'll have more time now, I guess, because he's given up the job that he has now that he's moved into that new house.
Mm. So, anyways, we need to figure something out one of these weekends. Do you have any days off on weekends?
Yeah, no, Sunday and Tuesday. I tell you the truth, I like Tuesday better because the parks are a lot emptier.
Yeah, long drive for me though, and I can't get there till the sun's down. So,
yeah,
And the sun goes down earlier and earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing if I ever take the boat out. I finally uncovered it, cleaned it up, fixed the one seat mount, ran the motor. God, I was surprised, man. I haven't run that motor in like a year and a half. And about the fifth pull, it started up. So
That's not bad.
No, I mean, and now it's a 2-pull because it's just sitting there empty. But once it's warmed up, it's a single pull, obviously. But that's why I like taking the boat on Tuesday because the launches are.
Yeah, exactly. There are some advantages to having a day off in the middle of the week.
Yeah.
Everybody else is working.
Businesses are open. You need to get something done. That's, go to the bank or whatever.
So we need to find a weekend when Tej is off on Sunday.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll tell Maddie that. I'm trying to get a hold of Maddie anyway. So
he knows that. He knows my schedule. I've flown with him a couple of times.
But I wouldn't mind coming down once in a blue moon.
Yeah, good. Or I'll come up. I don't know.
Ken's up here, but come January, I think Ken's going to be back on the road.
I met up with him at Flagler Beach, and we went flying one time. That was nice. I love Flagler Beach.
That's where I fly most of the time, is there at the pier. And then Gary Bauer is now down here from Canada. So he's up in St. Augustine with Ken.
We did it as a bike run. You know, I took the bike up and we picked the wrong weekend. It was a race in Daytona.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that was fun sitting on the highway, especially because when I went to go home, it was over and people were dumping out on the highway. And I was just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there in the heat on a Harley, burning, roasting my calves like pot roast. You know, it was fun.
Did you come up 95 or did you come up US 1 for the
95,
view?
95.
Oh, you should came up US. If you're on the bike, you should came up US 1 for the view.
Yeah, I should have.
Or A1A. Well, actually,
Well, if I knew I was
A1A,
going to sit there like that, I would have definitely at least on the way back. But it was getting late and I wanted to get home. I was tired. But even when it's clear, that's a pretty long run, by yourself to go up there to meet them, But be better if I had somebody, get somebody to go with you and make a stop. You have a bite to eat, you continue on. 4 hours on the bike is a lot. I'm just lazy. 4 hours on that bike. I mean, it's a touring bike. You know what I mean? Like I put that big old seat on it. I put the Harley hammock seat. It's like 20 inches, 21 inches wide or something.
you could drive to California with that.
Yeah, well, I know.
Did your dad ever sell those motorcycles that he had in the garage? You guys?
No, we really haven't advertised them. They're just sitting there. I'm torn with that. I'm trying to let him sell it to an old head at the VFW or the Post. That way you could sell it to someone safe. I'm torn about putting an ad in the paper and having strangers show up at my 83-year-old stepfather's door, and to buy the bike. So, but if I'm gonna probably have to do it, we'll see. He said he
Show
just
up at your house.
just had somebody come take pictures, and they're talking about buying one of them. We're in no rush, we don't need the money.
Yeah, because you ended up getting two of them, right?
Yeah, two 09 V-Star 1100s. One's a classic, one's a Silverado. The classics is a nice red. That was an upgrade for that year, and then the Silverado's like a dark blue. They don't have a lot of miles on them. The one has 15,000 exact, like it just broke 15, and the other one just broke 17. So they're both low mileage bikes, and they're running good. They look good. Good price. But like I said, if they were here, I'd have no problem, and I might do that. I might put them on the trailer, bring them down, sell them myself. He's like, "Oh, don't worry about me." Yeah, all right, Dad, that's fine. Maybe I'm being overcautious, but like I said, all kinds of wackos out there. I mean, he'll probably greet the guy with his weapon in his pocket, but that's not the point. I'd rather not be in that situation. Be right back.
And Joe, when you can go fly the tugboat, come on, you got to fly through the window.
Johnny was saying that this morning.
Every time I see you guys flying around that thing, I look at that window and go, he's got to put the Vada right there. You got to go through that window right there.
Yeah, Johnny said this morning, maybe we'll go Tuesday and fly the tugboat.
I mean, the opening looks pretty big. It looks like you got plenty of room for.
I think you got plenty of room, but there's some wires that are hanging down in there. You just have to find out where they're at first.
Okay. Yeah, that would be a problem.
Yeah, I was a little confused by the live video that Ray had yesterday. Some kind of a group in Florida or
drone. That was a drone expo over in St. Petersburg.
Okay. Because I saw they had a table set up for registering for the South Florida meetup type of thing.
Yeah, Ray and Al went over. You like my hat, Andrew? It is nice and bright.
So Paul, what's your plan today?
Oh, not a lot. No. It's gonna rain most of the day, so
Yeah, it's supposed to start here pretty soon for me. Let me take a look at the weather, see how close it's getting.
yeah, that's why they call it the model railroad time now in Canada. It's this time of year. Yeah. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
They said about 9 or 10 o'clock. Then it clears up for about an hour and then it hits again.
Yeah.
And of course, this is the snow and ice up here to the north.
A little snow to the west
Yep.
and north.
Call from.
Oh,
Anyways, I need to go get some things done and then figure out where I'm gonna go fly today. So
There you go.
You all have fun.
Yep. You too.
Later. I'm
Well,
gonna try to get out and fly before the Saints game. That way
Yeah.
I can be back and get you some trouble with
yeah, get
rooting
you.
for the Saints and saying "Boo Lions, boo Lions."
Yeah. Okay, everybody. I think I'm gonna close it down.
Yep. Yeah. I gotta-
Everybody, take care. Thanks for being here, Uncle Bill. You take care.
I'll see y'all later.
Yo, bye for now. Okay, Paul. We'll see you later on.
Yep. See you guys. Yeah, we'll talk to you guys tonight.